What's the sweetest revenge you've ever tasted? Raw dogging my enemy's brother? For years I was infertile, but not just any infertile. I was the false hope infertile. You see, I had had 3 miscarriages, all in the second trimester. Luckily, everyone was really supportive, except for my sister-in-law, that is. Because the first time I cried in her lap, she stroked my hair and told me she would always be there for me. She told me that when my niece, her baby, was born, I would be her godmother. I even started to consider her as one of my closest friends. Fast forward 2 weeks later to her baby shower. That's where she announced her baby's name. As soon as she said it, bile rose in my throat. It was Faye, the exact same name as my unborn daughter. Well, it's not like you were going to use it, was all she said when I confronted her, all while squealing like a pig being lit on fire. Her words felt like daggers. When my husband came over to ask what was going on, I told him. But instead of getting mad, he just laughed. Well, men can be pretty clueless sometimes. So I waited until we were in the car ride home to re-explain the situation, and my husband was the love of my life. But he was also passive due to growing up as the scapegoat of their family, the type to get robbed on the street and apologize for not having more money to give. That's just how she is, honey, he said with a sigh. So I told myself that at least my unborn daughter's name could live on in someone else's baby, and focused on increasing my fertility by being a healthy Pilates princess. But it never worked. A year and a half later, another baby died in my womb. A few weeks later, I was standing in an aisle of Walgreens when I saw it. My SEL had made a post to commemorate her second son. The caption read, "Welcome baby James, thanks to Emma, my name, for the name inspiration. Her loss is my gain." This was then followed by the pregnant emoji and the skull emoji. By the time she stole my third miscarriage's name, Charlotte, I was numb. She would send me nursery photos with captions like, "Bet you wish this could be for your Charlotte." My husband still defended her, saying I was being too sensitive about just names and photography. After 4 years of I stopped hoping for a child, Sarah was pregnant with her 4th child and made jokes at family dinners about which name she should steal next. Everyone laughed. Everyone except me. That night something in me snapped. If she wanted another name, I'd give her one she'd never forget. I waited until the next family gathering and broke down in tears. I told Sarah privately that I had discovered something incredible in my late mother's diary, a secret middle name she never told anyone, Lexativa. I said it meant sacred child in an ancient dialect. I even created fake diary pages and showed her a Pinterest board about honoring deceased grandparents through baby names. Sarah took the name and ran. She announced everywhere that she was naming her daughter Lexativa Rose to honor our family's hidden history. And this revenge plan was good enough for me. Until 8 months later, when the universe threw me a curveball. I was pregnant, like 3rd trimester pregnant. I almost cried with joy. No more memorials, no more wondering whether there was something deeply wrong with me. Me and my husband had been waiting to announce it, not wanting to get our hopes up. And that same week we got the text. It was Sarah inviting us to her baby shower. I wore a flowy dress that hid everything. My husband supported my decision, not giving an F anymore. Sarah had gone all out for this shower, bigger than any before. The whole family was there, plus her mommy blog followers who'd been following baby Lexativa's journey for months. Sarah was in the middle of giving her speech about discovering this sacred family name when I stood up. "Actually, Sarah, I have something to share too," I said, smoothing my dress over my now obvious bump. The room went dead silent. Sarah's mouth hung open mid-sentence. My mother-in-law dropped her champagne glass. 29 weeks today, I announced, cradling my belly. We wanted to be sure this time. The room erupted in screams and congratulations. Sarah's face drained of color. That's when my husband, the saint of the family, stood up and raised his hand. "Sarah, you were saying something about Lexativa? About all that research you did?" Sarah's face had gone from white to red. "Yes, it means sacred child in ancient—" "That's so weird," he interrupted, pulling out his phone. "Because when I Google Lexativa, all I get are medical websites about constipation relief." I had to hold my nose just to stop myself from laughing. The rest of the room was silent. I grabbed my husband's hand and walked out. It was a proud moment for all 3 of us, but I was fast asleep at 4 a.m. when I felt a sharp pain in my stomach, one I had felt 3 times before. Me and my husband rushed to the hospital, but I already knew the truth. It was a miscarriage. Turns out one of my nighttime prenatal gummies had been swapped for something that was fatal to my baby. I instantly knew Sarah was behind it. Full story on channel, link below.